Yeah. Smita, you can announce the first presenter.
Yeah, sure. Good morning to all the juries and the presenters. We are starting with the category today, the best media innovation branded content, use of branded content created for digital, OTT or social. The duration will be 7 minutes per presentation. Starting with the first presentation, the entry ID is 2754 and the brand is Alpenliebe Just Jelly. Over to the presenter.
Please let me know when my time starts.
Yeah, you can start. Your time starts now. All the best.
So, we all love food. Let me take you to the space of food and tell you what ingredient goes into the recipe of making a great piece of branded content. Good morning, esteemed jury members. My name is Shivam Priya, and I'm here to take you on a sweet journey to the Alpenliebe Just Jelly Baker Studio. Just Jelly dominates the jelly market in India through its rupee 1 monopack. It is positioned as an enabler of fun in the family through Family Mein Masti Chali proposition. We wanted to boost the sales of our high value packs, which offer higher margins and higher frequency of consumptions. So, our clear goal was to increase consideration score and usage for high value packs. However, Just Jelly has always been an impulse buy, bought as a sweet treat by kids or by the parents. In any case, people don't buy candies as a planned purchase. So, the question was, how do we transform an impulse product into a planned purchase? Our insight was consumers would never pay 50 times for the same jelly unless we give them a different purpose or usage. Bakeries, restaurants, and cafes use fruit jelly either to decorate or to fill pastries and cakes. During pandemic and lockdown, we saw a huge surge in baking related searches. People turned bakers and baking became a loved hobby for families to spend quality time together. We saw an opportunity to position Just Jelly as an active ingredient in baking recipes, and thus we decided to leverage the baking ingredient route to build the growth path for high value packs. To achieve this, we needed to bolster our brand stature, educate consumers about the recipe use, and build brand love with imagery. Do you think a brand can achieve all this through a regular reach and frequency campaigns? We don't think so. We saw a critical role of branded content here. We created an innovative recipe, a recipe of success. Capitalizing the trend and space, we created India's first and only baking reality show, Alpenliebe Just Jelly Baker Studio, in year 2021. The key ingredients of this recipe were one large pack of Alpenliebe Just Jelly, a strong partner like Z Network to rest the content, two superstar chefs Ranveer Brar and Amrita Raichand as judges, a pool of contestants, a pinch of drama and emotions to bring alive the family mein masti proposition, and lots of toppings of promotion. We created an IP on Z5 as it has the largest female audience base, which is our core TG and provides flexibility to watch the content as per taste and convenience. Each episode showcased several baking recipes, making a huge collection of recipes by the end of the show, thereby educating consumers about different usage of Just Jelly and its multiple flavors and shapes. Let's take a look at the video on how everything fell in place.
Roping in celebrated chefs like Ranveer Brar and Amrita Raichand as hosts and judges, we launched a nationwide call for entries to search for India's next baking superstars. The call for entries received an overwhelming response and the judges shortlisted 15 home bakers to participate in the show. While the show's contestants went head-to-head in dessert and cake rounds, the star of the show was Just Jelly. The show was launched on ZTV, ZZest and Z5 with additional content posted on Z's social handles. On OTT, the show had over 99.5 million impressions and a reach of 9 million. On digital, the show got 25.8 million impressions with a 6.54 million reach on Just Jelly's Facebook and Instagram. From a brand perspective, the campaign led to a value growth of 12% in 1 year for the ₹50 bag. Regular purchases went to 16%, representing a 36% increase in just 6 months after the campaign. Market share also increased from 43.2% in 2019 to 49.1% in 2021.
While you just saw the recipe, let me now give you the taste of the final dish. The consideration of high-value packs increased by 8 points just after the show ended. As per brand track, now 12% consumers use Just Jelly as a recipe ingredient. The most important imagery parameter tracked for Just Jelly, Family Time Fun, shot up in the span of 6 months. Now that you have tasted the final dish, let me give you 5 key reasons why we feel this innovation is unique. It was and still is the first and only baking reality show in the history of Indian OTT ecosystem. It not only positively impacted the brand health, but also the business metrics. It's not just one show, but a way to create repository of content for users per user. We tailored the 6-episode branded content to deliver salience for the next 6 months by the host of shoulder content that we produced. Our campaign helped to build a community and gave a platform to budding bakers to showcase their talent. For us, it wasn't just a flash in the pan. After season 1, we created season 2, which just got over in January 2023. So judges, clearly, we call this branded content unique as it was able to achieve multifold brand and business objectives in comparison to the budget RNF campaign. This was our recipe of success. Thank you. Bon appetit.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, the next.
Thank you.
Thanks. The next presentation. Entry ID is 2788 and the brand is Netflix India. Over to presenter.
Hi, just give me a minute to set up, please.
Sure. Let me know once you're ready.
Yes. Is my screen visible to everyone?
Yes.
Yes, I'm ready to go now. Shall I start?
Hello? Yeah. You can start. Your time starts. All the best.
Thank you. Good morning, judges. My name is Darshat Shah and I'm here to take you through the next case study for Netflix. During the second half of 2021, India was finally coming out of the second wave of COVID and people had started to get back to normalcy. The consumer sentiments were at an all-time low. Firstly, people were longing to experience something tangible in the physical realm. And secondly, the lack of interaction left people feeling disconnected. During this time, OTT platforms had become the mainstay for entertainment in India, and there was heavy tailwind in the category. During this period, Netflix decided to launch the final season of its iconic show, Money Heist, in 3 local Indian languages, Hindi, Tamil, and Telugu, to take the show to a wider set of Indian audiences. So who were the potential audiences for Money Heist? While the show had amassed a massive fan base, there were still many who needed to be brought into the fold, and hence, we categorize the non-fans as non-viewers, fence-sitters, and late movers. We mapped our objectives accordingly. We had to remind the existing fans of Money Heist about the season finale and get them to watch the show. But for the non-viewers, we wanted to create FOMO and build excitement and anticipation for the fence-sitters and the late movers as well. However, in India, there was a huge perception barrier amongst non-fans wherein they considered Netflix to be a distant brand, lacking local content and having a high subscription price. It had high awareness but was very low on trials. Diving deeper into these non-fans, we identified that they were low on consideration, and hence, to get them on board, we decided to deploy the RRR framework. Firstly, we had to find the right environment where we could reach out to them easily and widely. Secondly, we wanted to create relatable content for our young audiences. And lastly, we had to identify a relevant platform where they could be easily tapped. Before we move ahead, let's understand a few media consumption behaviors of our audiences. As per a recent Walk report, today, an average consumer spends close to 2.5 hours on social media daily. A huge chunk of these audiences have more than 3 or 4 social media apps that they use. Based on Google Audience Insights, we deciphered that audiences above the age of 18 who are live TV viewers consume the comedy genre the most. And hence, we identified social media to be the right environment where our audiences spend most of their time and decoded that audiences respond the best to the comedy genre as it is most relatable to them. Our next task was to identify the right partner. We evaluated partners basis their reach and relevance amongst our audiences and selected Filter Copy, who had a massive audience base on social media. With close to 10 million subscribers on YouTube, 7.7 million followers on Facebook, and 4 million followers on Instagram, having a weekly reach of close to 50 million, Filter Copy made the perfect fit for us to reach out to our TG. 85% of their audiences was below the age group of 34, mainly residing in the top 15 metro cities of India. Hence, we decided to collaborate with them to make a fun video titled Stages of Becoming a Money Heist Fan. And with our RRR framework deployed and complete, we decided to do the biggest heist ever to get these non-fans on board. Let me take you through the AV to showcase how we did this.
Money Heist, one of the most popular Netflix shows of all time, had gathered a fandom like no other. The final season of Money Heist was going to stream on Netflix in 2021, bringing an epic conclusion of the story of the professor and his lovable bank-robbing lunatics. With the show available in 3 major Indian languages, Hindi, Tamil and Telugu, our key goal was to create a campaign that takes the show wider than ever before in India. While the legacy fans of the show were excited, our objective was to fuel their fandom, but more importantly, create enough excitement and build anticipation to bring the first-timers, the non-fans, the fence-sitters, and the late movers into watching Money Heist on Netflix.
A good heist involves careful planning. The consumer insight says that when a message is served unexpected, one pays much higher attention to it. That is why I say we ditch the conventional methods of marketing and launching new approach. Distract, divert, and engage.
We started the heist with a bang.
Can't wait anymore.
We wanted to bring in many more Indians into the super fan fold of Money Heist creatively via a distraction. So we decided to go back to the drawing board. While fans had made Money Heist extremely popular by showing so much love to the show and its characters, we realized that there was still a huge chunk of audiences who hadn't seen the show yet.
मुझे नहीं समझा मैंने Money Heist नहीं देखा है
Since the show was in its last season, we wanted to leverage this opportunity to get these non-fans on board. We collaborated with Filter Copy to run a fun tutorial titled Stages of Becoming a Money Heist Fan.
इतिहास का सबसे पॉपुलर स्पेनिश गाना
Despacito
इतिहास का सबसे पॉपुलर स्पेनिश गाना बेला चाओ है
For helping the non-fans to understand the various aspects of the show,
क्या लगता है
मैंने फर्स्ट सीजन भी नहीं देखा है
so they too could join the bandwagon. The video, featuring Rohan Shah and Anand Kaushik, showcased the professor teaching the non-fans the jargons and pointers that are important to know and remember to become a fan. To generate curiosity, we released teasers and memes on social media to get the fence-sitters and late movers on board. The video trended on YouTube, Instagram and Facebook for many days, and there was immense excitement amongst audiences. The results were record-breaking. Overall, there was a 43% increase in viewership of the show, with over 40% watching the regional dubs. Sentiments for the show were extremely positive, making this the most searched show in India. Netflix monthly active users increased by 3 times and the app downloads spiked by 14% in December 2021. And when the smoke settled, Money Heist was the highest performing global IP in India.
The campaign has been recognized across various prestigious awards, and that's how we managed to create the heist on social media. Thank you, judges, and thank you, Atla.
Thank you, Darshan.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay. The next presentation. Entry ID is 2796 and the brand is Amazon Prime Video. Over to the presenter.
I just need a second to set up my screen.
Sure.
Hi, I hope my screen is visible.
Yes.
So, good morning, judges. I'm sure binge watching case studies day after day has become a little tiresome at this point. So, I'm hoping to bring you something fresh and exciting today with the introduction of Amazon Prime Video channels. Now, let me tell you a little bit about what Amazon Prime Video channels actually is. It's the latest and greatest offering from Amazon Prime Video to the world of Indian OTT. Now, what's special about Amazon Prime Video channels is that you can add your favorite OTT subscriptions as channels to your existing Prime Video account. So when you're done picking the winner for today, you can also pick an exciting show, movie, documentary, short film, or regional content title to watch later from over 9 add-on channels. We knew Prime Video channels was going to be a game changer. What we needed was a way to explain this wildly new concept to Indian OTT viewers who'd never seen something like this before. We already knew our audience loved binge watching, so through GW and Comscore, we identified their next best interest, which turned out to be binge eating. This discovery led us to a very simple, but at the same time, a very powerful insight. When we're thinking of what to eat, we're also thinking of what to watch. It's rare for us to sit at the dinner table and eat something without actually having something playing on a screen. We wind up bored by watching the same reruns or eating the same meals, and sometimes both at the same time. And that is the behavior that we wanted to kind of leverage for our new campaign. So we came up with an idea that could bring something new and exciting to both your screen and your plate with a strategic media partnership with India's favorite food delivery app, Swiggy. Presenting Prime on Your Plate, a fun quiz game that we created to beat mealtime fatigue that was played by over 1 million Swiggy users. This game, we rewarded users for their knowledge about Amazon Prime Video channels by simply asking them 5 questions related to channels, its content, and the food you could pair with it to stand a chance to win Swiggy money. We used a combination of FAQs, popular show trivia, and food plus channel combos, all related to Prime Video channels, to cook up the perfect quiz that kept Swiggy users entertained and engaged. Every day, daily active users came to the app and were challenged with fresh new quizzes that they could attempt only once. This made them keep coming back for more the very next day, the day after that, and so on for a whole month. Swiggy users knew they were in for a treat as display ads on the home screen app notifications, emailers, and social content led users to a custom landing page on the app where they found out more about Amazon Prime Video channels. We even paired channel suggestions with the most ordered food items on Swiggy to give users binge-worthy combos they couldn't resist. For example, Manorama Max, a popular South Indian channel, was paired with dosas as a delicacy. Even if users didn't play our quiz, we made sure that we reminded them to binge on Prime Video channels as they ate with a special promo video recommending them Prime Video channels on their order tracking screen. Before we knew it, Prime on Your Plate organically exploded onto deals and coupon sites as they started promoting our quiz to discount hunters free of cost without any media money involved. With over 1 million players and 120,000 winners, Prime on Your Plate was a sensational success. And this media innovation also helped Prime Video channels reach over 14 million Swiggy users during the campaign period. Boosted by the success of Prime on Your Plate, the launch of channels was a huge success in India, leading to 6 new channels being added to the list. And this just goes to show that when it comes to binge eating or binge watching, you can never have enough Prime on Your Plate. Thank you, judges. That's my time.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Next
The
presentation.
next presentation, the entry ID is 2791 and the brand is Men of Platinum. Over to presenter.
Thanks, Meta. Just allow me 1 minute to set up, please.
Sure.
Let me know once you're ready.
Yes, just 1 second. Can everybody see my presentation in slideshow mode or presenter mode?
Yes, on the full screen we can see it. Slideshow.
Okay, all right. Just a second. Is video on or off? Here it's on. On? All right. Okay, I'd like to start now.
Yeah, your time starts now. All the best.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ruchika, and I'm here to present a case study which counters the age-old narrative associated with flashy yellow men's jewelry. Gold as an industry accounts for 1.3% of India's GDP and a huge majority of the 400,000 crore jewelry market. The category spends an eye-popping 1,600 crores, only reinforcing its dominance. It is within this landscape that Platinum spotted an opportunity within the men's segment. Platinum Guild International launched Men of Platinum, an offering targeted to the male audience in Q4 2019. The brand's communication objectives being accelerate growth for the men's jewelry segment and platinum category and build consideration for the newly launched brand. While we launched in Q4 2019, in a short span of just 4 months, the pandemic hit us, adding a new layer to the inherent challenge of creating space for platinum in a gold-dominated consumption culture. Taking an inspiration from the game of cricket, we realized that on the cricket pitch, choices are made at every moment. These choices don't just decide the fate of the game, but determine the strength of character of the players. These are defining moments of truth and test everything a player stands for. These moments of truth in a game turn mere players into men of character. These are icons who formed the League of Platinum Men, an IP that brought to life a new age ideal with stories of cricketers who were both aspirational and inspirational. With multiple tasks like building differentiation and cultivating desire for the metal and its designs, no 30-seconder or conventional advertising would suffice. Therefore, we created a mini-series with each episode talking about a value that the brand personified, showcasing a piece of jewelry, demonstrating style, and talking about the attributes that cue value for platinum. The next task was to identify the right voice who would walk the talk. We used our social command center to study the sentiment around different personalities. KL Rahul emerged on top of the charts. Each of the 6 episodes was spun around a memorable moment of truth, culminating in KL taking his pick for each value. His league included world-renowned names of the cricketing arena. It was important to leverage the jewelry buying season, and thus we leveraged the ICC T20 World Cup that coincided with that season. We chose Disney Plus Hotstar as our distribution partner, as they had broadcast rights for the ICC T20 World Cup and had garnered 250 million users on tentpole cricket tournaments. Let's play the AV to show you how we brought our idea to life.
In the jewelry category, where consumption culture is dominated by gold, how did we build a segment of platinum jewelry for men? Masculinity has evolved, so have codes of success. Today, wealth creation and acquisition alone do not set men apart. Some men grow in stature by living up to values that others find hard to uphold. These rare men of character choose a metal that is equally rare: platinum. One of the greatest tests of character and the biggest religion in India is cricket. The League of Platinum Men was created as an IP, bringing to life a new age ideal with stories of cricketers who are both aspirational and inspirational. To showcase what a man of platinum stands for, we got KL Rahul to come talk about other men of platinum who have inspired him. KL released the promo on his social media, and Disney Plus Hotstar notified its users about the show.
What makes a player a legend? What makes an icon unforgettable? Join the man of platinum, KL Rahul, as he takes you behind the jersey to discover players whose choices set them apart and help them realize their moment of truth. The rare men who make up a very special league. Men of Platinum presents the League of Platinum Men, Season 1 with KL Rahul.
6 episodes were released to echo the 6 values of Men of Platinum.
A player like Virat Kohli, who's known to be aggressive and passionate, if he in that moment can show compassion for an opposition and ask the crowd to be kinder to an opposition, that for me really stands out and inspires people, and that qualifies him to be in the League of Platinum Men. Every time you fail or you face failure, if you're hungry enough and if you're determined enough, you'll always find your way to bounce back and be resilient and find your path to success.
The campaign was amplified with teasers, trailers and promos across social media, on Disney Plus Hotstar, via points of sale, across print, and on several digital platforms. A journey that began in a bio bubble has resulted in an impactful content IP that will stay with the brand and consumers for years to come.
Let us take you through our results. The platinum category witnessed unprecedented growth of 40% in sales volume, with Men of Platinum contributing to nearly 50% of that growth. Today, Men of Platinum is retailed at over 800 stores in the country. The campaign reached over 100 million people, delivering 29 million video views and 17 million engagements on social media. Quarterly searches on Google grew by 75%, and we delivered 4 million visits to the website, a 185% growth over the previous year. Brand awareness grew by 38%, consideration by 26%. Almost 70% of the audience found the League of Platinum Men highly engaging, and 50% of them wanted to watch more than one episode. This innovation brought in the massive 13.2 crores in earned media, making it not just an industry-first innovation, but also a resounding success for the brand. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Next presenter. The entry ID is 2774 and the brand is Skoda.
Skoda team.
Guys, just give me a second to set it up. Is my screen visible for everyone?
Yes.
Hi, everyone.
You ready?
Yes, I'll start.
Yes, your time starts. All the best.
Selfless, loving, nurturing, caring, compassionate. Did these words remind you of someone? Excuse me, I think I'm getting a call. Just give me a minute. It's important. Hello. I'm in between an important MV presentation. Is it urgent? Yeah, I finalized the flat that you have recommended. Yes, I got the price that you mentioned. My back pain is also gone. हाँ, आपने जो cushion रखने का idea दिया था ना, that worked. Yeah, I'm doing much better now. अच्छा, I'm having some guests. They're not keeping well. I was thinking of making the khichdi, जो आप बताते हो. इसमें आप क्या डालते हो? अजवाइन या जीरा? Aishwarya, no? That tastes best.
Prachi?
Thank you. I'll call you back. I have to go back to this presentation. I'll call you. Pakka, I'll call you. Bye. Thank you. Mothers. Aren't they amazing? And an essential part of our life. I think as an Indian, we have a special place in our hearts for our mothers. Their warm embrace makes us feel like the safest place in the world. Her blessing gives us confidence to do anything and conquer any largest mountain in the world. For every little small thing, I think all of us, the first person to go to would be our mothers, because we know their opinions would be unbiased. And then, as the consensus says, mom knows the best. So when Skoda decided to appreciate these amazing women in our life on Mother's Day, we were hit by a surprising realization rather than a shock. Mothers and cars, they actually go together. Though Skoda being a family car, we have realized it's very rare that we go to our mothers for any opinion about cars. First choices would always be there are fathers, brothers, friends. But why don't we take mothers on a test drive? Why don't we ask what they like about the cars? Why don't we take their opinion is the question that were lingering around our heads. So therefore, we decided to put it in a social experiment and ask these questions to our car buyers directly. So we engaged with these potential car buyers to instigate the situation. Here's the AV, how we followed the entire process and what happened. Guys, is the
No.
You haven't shared sound.
Share the sound.
Sorry, fine. I'll just include.
Yeah.
Success, force in our lives. Mothers, the guiding force in our lives. We always turn to our mothers in every situation. Joy and sorrow. Success and failure. And as Indians, we always have a special place for mothers in our hearts. But we often take her presence and opinions for granted. And when Skoda wanted to celebrate Mother's Day, we decided to bring this to light. We engaged a few car buyers in conversation, where the focal point was the criteria they considered while buying a car.
So, what did you look for in your car? Safety.
Naturally, comfort.
Finally, I can afford it. Power. Obviously. Sirf power hi kyun? Mujhe mom se inspired hu. She's the strength of the family. And who taught you driving?
माँ, भाई तो सब सिखाती है.
Saving money to buy a car, difficult, na? Amma. She's my financial advisor. So, whose advice did you take while choosing the car? Oh, Jim cha Pankaj. Or Papa naturally hai. My elder brother Vivek. My friend Atul. What about mom? Did you take her advice? My car.
She has no clue about cars.
But seems like she knows what matters.
We made them realize that the factors they considered were rooted in their subconscious by their mothers. But for them, while buying a car, her opinion didn't matter.
Plan change.
That's when the car buyers realized that the mother's guidance was critical to their final decision. Our campaign hit the blind spot of human behavior and served as an eye-opener that touched the hearts of millions out there. And this is how we celebrated Mother's Day, with an ode to the guiding force in our lives.
So, though the video reached to 3.7 million people across digital platform with a 39% of VTR, it turned out what we realized, what the outcome was much bigger. It was a simple case of a situation which we have been ignoring, and we never thought about it. I never thought about it. We literally never thought about it. With the audience expressing their feelings and not shying away from acknowledging this realization, that they have never considered asking their mothers for their opinion. And most importantly, they've made a promise to themselves that they would rectify this oversight while buying their next car. And just like that, we had made a difference.
Last minute.
There are times when one becomes so accustomed to the way things have always been that we miss the points which are fairly apparent. Though the campaign, with this campaign, we managed to throw this light upon one such scenario. We are hoping that it would cascade in an effect to millions more situations that are there where we are just simply ignoring. Because life, ladies and gentlemen, does not come with a manual, but it does come with a mother. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Next presentation. Entry ID is 2753 and the brand is Center Fresh.
Good morning, everyone. Just allow me a minute to set up.
Sure.
Let me know when my screen is visible.
Sure. We cannot see it.
Is the full screen visible?
No, we cannot see.
Okay, one second. Is it visible now?
No.
One second. Okay, there's a tech glitch. Let me try again.
Kritika, can we do one thing? Can you go next? We will go ahead with the next presentation. We got it.
I think it's there.
Yeah.
Just let me know once it starts being visible to you.
Yeah.
Is it
Comments and everything we can see.
okay?
Yeah, we are seeing your presenter notes right now. You'll have to change the view.
1 second. One second.
It's fine now.
You can see now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Again the presenter now. I think you're sharing the full screen. Instead of sharing the full screen, just share the tab which is open, the presentation which is open. Stop sharing. I'll guide you just a moment. Yeah, right now, just share the screen once.
Again.
While sharing, you will get the option to share which screen you wanted to share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's some tech glitch that is happening. I've done this before, but let me just try one more time. Otherwise, I'll wait for the next round. Yeah. Is it okay now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me know when I can start.
Yeah, your time starts now. All the best.
DDLJ तो सबने देखी होगी, जहां प्यार और टकरार सब क्लोज प्रॉक्सिमिटी में होता था. This was life pre-COVID. Shah Rukh Khan said palat and Kajol turned. People could resonate with each other, but things start changing in the new world order. Good morning, jury members. I'm Kritika Singh, presenting on how Center Fresh brought back the magic of first meetings in the new world order. For the next few minutes, I will be taking you on a cinematic experience straight out of Bollywood. With Center Fresh and Bollywood together, here's an award-winning Emvies plot. COVID that caused the distance, mask that became the parda on people's expressions, a jury that was utterly confused about how to date in this new world order, and Center Fresh as the enabler in bringing them together. Currently, you see a picture. It is no different than how you and me are sitting right now and connecting. However, during COVID, homes became classroom and Zoom calls drove all the social conversations. So much so that from attending classes to hanging out with friends, everything was on Zoom. Even romance was on Zoom. Imagine this setting where the guy from the comfort of his home is thinking about the girl. Violin starts playing, life has become positive. But it was just a figment of his imagination. Because snap and back to reality, they don't know how to take that leap of faith and start the first conversation. As things started opening up, masks took over the world. While it protected us from COVID-19, it also created a barrier called parda. As people and the youth specifically were out in the world, but without a clue of how to handle romance in this new world order. Now look at this image. Right after the unlock, here's two individuals in a very close proximity with a barrier of the mask. पर्दे गिरा दिए सभी चेहरों पे इस वायरस ने. आंखों ही आंखों में इशारा तो हो रहा था, पर इशारे पकड़ना मुश्किल भी हो गया बड़ा. In this case, for you and me, it can create a chuckle or we can think, what is this about? But imagine the unlock phase where it was difficult for a 20-year-old youth to decide. So much so that even the connoisseur of romance, Imtiaz Ali and Karan Johar, didn't know who the youth looked up to. Even they didn't know where to go for inspiration. COVID disrupted all aspects of our lives and there was no handbook to guide us. Even Google didn't know what to do. Entered Center Fresh, who wanted to increase its brand imagery on the parameter of fresh breath. And how did they do that? Center Fresh became an enabler for the youth to approach their prospects with fresh confidence. Now, let me show you the AV that unraveled this great Emvies plot.
Once upon a time, boy meets girl.
This is the story of how Centerfresh Mints met Dharma 2.0. The original icebreaker meets the new age storyteller. A friendship that feels like a breath of fresh air. A partnership that exudes confidence. A match made in filmy heaven. During a time when lockdowns made our lives tougher, together, we found a way to infuse love and freshness back into our lives. Inside, new normal, new challenges. Youth didn't know how to approach in this new normal. Hence, Centerfresh and Dharma together found a way to infuse love and freshness back into our lives. It was not just an ad campaign for us, but an opportunity to enable people to overcome obstacles and find a way to reconnect by providing fresh breath, confidence behind the mask. The association was announced by Diageo himself, and the video rested on Dharma and Centerfresh handles. Our efforts garnered a lot of love and support. We received over 10 million views on YouTube, Instagram, and other social media platforms. We got featured in 17 plus reputed publications, which included Filmfare, Grazia, Femina, Rolling Stones, among many others. We reaped 10 times more value over paid media. Our e-commerce and modern trade numbers skyrocketed as our Q4 sales went up by 93% over Q2 in 2021. The campaign resonated well with our core TG, and their monthly consumption also rose from 35% to 40%. But what's more valuable is the fact that we sparked conversations and gave people confidence to step out and reclaim their lives again. The magic of Hello Wali Mint and Diageo worked wonders. As Karan would say,
Kuch hua?
I hope you enjoyed this cinematic experience on the magic of first meetings in the New World Order. Let me now touch upon how there were several other firsts, this time with Centerfresh. It was the first time a positive story came out in the unlock phase. It was the first time that Dharma posted a branded content on their social handles. It was also the first time that the pop culture icon Rolling Stones covered a short film. It was the first time that the narrative for both Centerfresh and Dharma was made from a women's point of view. With so many firsts, I'm sure that even Karan Johar got his mojo back with Centerfresh. For Centerfresh, this association increased the brand imagery parameter on fresh breath among its TG of 14 to 24-year-old. For the youth, it gave them a fresh confidence to bring their Dil Ki Baat Zubaan Pe with Centerfresh Ki Hello Wali Mint. Thank you, jury members. I hope you enjoyed this cinematic experience called Parda with Centerfresh. Time for your reviews now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Next presentation. The entry ID is 2785 and the brand is Dell Technologies.
Hi, just allow me a moment to set up, please.
Sure.
Please let me know when you can see the presentation view.
Yeah, we can see, but yeah, full screen now.
Yeah, I'll start.
Sure, you can start. Your time starts on all of us.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I am Ashima, and I'm going to present to you the Dell XPS Universe Creators under the category of Best Media Innovation Branded Content. I know the pandemic conversation is so dated, but it was so weird. How do we forget? All of us went through this major cycle of emotions and moods, starting from complete denial, turning into anger, finally giving us some sort of a bargain situation, ultimately leading us to a scenario where we tried to accept and develop some new and old hobbies. I'm sure all of you had the same feeling in your minds, but there was something that was completely path-breaking happening in the background. Yes, it was time for the emergence of the creators boom. Let's have a look.
While the pandemic brought the world to a complete standstill, talent was brimming across households and growing and flourishing on social media, making a massive contribution to a whopping $894 million to the Indian GDP.
While the creator economy was flourishing, Who would have thought that our grandmas would be the next social media sensation, giving out home remedies from the comfort of their phones? Or an 11-year-old would be announcing retirement because she has earned enough as a social media influencer? Well, that's the power that the creator boom brought with itself. It also presented an opportunity for brands to leverage this scenario. Something was also cooking here at Dell. You want me to show you? Let's move on to the next slide.
We saw creators everywhere, mastering their craft with each passing day and looking for broader audience base online. Dell wanted to be the technological enabler for this creator economy by establishing a strong brand partnership with Wood Studios to target the young metropolis and facilitate collaboration amongst a wide spectrum of content creators.
Partnership was at the heart of this campaign, whether in the form of brand partnerships between Dell and Wood Studios to leverage the technological capabilities and the wide audience base that Wood Studios provided, or the creator collaboration where we brought out different creators to create magic with their expertise, and hence Dell XPS Universe Creators was born. India currently has 80 million content creators who are using technology and social media to create content and grow their audience. There is a definite continuum on one side of which are creative hobbies ruling the roost of social media with music, comedy, dance, and whatnot. But also on one side are the day-to-day tasks that are shaping up into engaging content in the form of cooking, home workouts, do-it-yourself content, and whatnot. The big opportunity that Dell saw over here was the possibility of a confluence between these creative and day-to-day creators and bringing them together to create magic. The beauty of this campaign was that creators were challenged to step out of their own comfort zone and explore uncharted waters. Dell XPS made sure that we created one-of-a-kind, unique, and never-seen-before combinations that were sure to grab attention. For example, did you ever imagine a pianist and an animator come together to create something? Or even a fashion influencer and a poet? Or a visual artist and a performance artist? Well, the Universe campaign made all of this possible on the back of its 3 pillars: our conviction to inspire and enable individuality, our brand's power to position XPS as the perfect tech enabler to pursue their passions, and finally, our precious audience who created unique expression through a strong sense of self-awareness. Let me show you how this campaign came to life.
Dell XPS collaborated with Wood Studio to leverage, recognize, and celebrate this creator ecosystem, thereby creating awareness and consideration for the brand XPS, presenting Dell XPS Universe Creators.
10 artists from different spheres of creativity collide together to do what they do best.
Spanning across a 5-part series and 50 pieces of ancillary content, Dell XPS Universe campaign saw 120 minutes of human stories, tech innovations, and 5 creative masterpieces. The audience got to experience the process of creativity and be inspired by their journey. Dell XPS was clearly established as the enabler in this journey. The show was launched on Wood on a massive scale, comprising of a 12-week promotional plan across platforms. Above all, the stories and creations resonated with young metropolis and the creator community, giving a boost to the brand salience. Dell XPS Universe Creators, a visually stunning series that went on to create a tribe of its very own.
The sheer uniqueness and freshness of this campaign guaranteed groundbreaking results for the Dell community. We saw 400 million digital impressions, a total reach of 45 million, 16 million video views, an increase in premium perception by a whopping 4 percentage points, unique users of 8 million being tapped into, And finally, an increase in the brand relevance and consideration by 5 percentage points. By hitting all the right targets in terms of its targeting approach, brand communications, and overall approach, Dell Universe Creators turned out to be a household name for the creator community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. The next presentation, entry ID is 2733 and the brand is Upstox. Over to presenter.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Am I audible and am I visible?
Yes.
I'm just going to do a quick check to see if my slides are moving for you all. Just 1 minute. Are they?
Yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah, but did the slides move for you all? I just want to
Yes.
check. Yeah, sure. We can start now.
All right. Your time starts now. All the best.
Yeah. अरे यार पिंटू 2 बॉल बचा था यार, बैटिंग तो करने देता, यहीं पे बैटिंग करना पड़ेगा अब. चलो ठीक है. Hi everyone, my name is Karthik Prakash. I'm a right hand middle order batter and I'm here to demystify stock trading through cricket for you all. But before we start, let's play a small logo game. I'm going to give you all a moment to identify the brands. Now, I'm sure you all could identify the brands on the left because यार ये सब तो हम लोग बचपन से खाते आ रहे हैं और ड्रिंक्स पे भी काम आता है. But what about the brands on the right? Even, I mean, these brands are not only low on visibility, but also associated with stereotypical investors. And there is barely any cultural fit. In terms of understanding, they're still a mystery to us. To tell you the truth, even I wasn't able to identify these brands till a while back. COVID made me realize the need for an alternative source of income and find a way to invest whatever little I could. क्योंकि मैच तो रोज नहीं होता यार, और स्पोर्ट्स कार भी लेना बहुत ही जरूरी था, तो उसके लिए सेविंग्स भी करना था और वेल्थ भी बनाना था. Let me ask you, do these numbers make sense to you? Obviously not, right? This isn't a cricket scoreboard, but they do make sense to an average retail investor in the stock market, but just not to an average Indian. For an average Indian, this is more like understanding the fashion sense of an Hardik Pandya. Sorry, Hardik bhai, bura mat manna. But on a serious note, here's why the stock market could look overbearing and complex. Because they're filled with multiple graphs, data points, charts, ratios, and terminologies like buy, sell, hold, and whatnots. So what about it? Well, aaj market upar hai ya niche, this is a statement that is something that we hear all around on a daily basis, even in our dressing room. But as per research, out of the entire billion Indians who are talking about trading, only 4% of them are actually investing in stock market. In short, the rest of the 96% is invested on safe options like fixed deposits, insurance, and gold, just like a Pujara bhai would do. So our challenge was twofold. Either we speak to the 4% investor community or we die trying. But then we wondered in cricketing terms, what would a Surya Kumar Yadav do? Forget the 4%. Let's go after the 96%. After all, we should always gun for the century. Our task was twofold. At a broad level, we had to drive brand awareness and consideration. Also, we had to increase the app user base. If we had to get the reminder 96% to consider us, we had to look at an analogy that cuts across our target audience, something that Indians understand and consume on a daily basis, and that was cricket. We had found the perfect bridge, just like stock trading. Cricket too can look complex with its scores, strike rates, and the much intimidating Duckworth-Lewis method. However, even a common man can easily understand the complex nature of cricket. In short, cricket was a perfect analogy to make stock trading look easy. Now the question was, how do we go about demystifying this data? Simple, we treated players like stocks. But the bigger question was, when do we do it? Now, India might win or lose games in bilaterals or an ICC tournament, but there's one place where India wins every day, and that is IPL. IPL became our playing field, and thus Upstox Cricket Index was born. Upstox Cricket Index was a data-backed performance-based index, which was derived by real-time player performances measured on the field. Everything from a fielding, bowling, batting, strike rate, etc. was calculated and processed into a value. We went a step further and used the real-time player values to draw an analogy by creating a stock market-like ticker that became the manifestation for UCI. To help create data-driven algorithm and turn performances into a real-time rating, we partnered with India's prime sports data firm, Sports Interactive. And to lend credibility, we partnered with BCCI, the Indian Cricket Board. To reach the 96% of the TG, we had to speak to them the way cricket does. We created bespoke shows where experts used UCI as a key lens. We associated with Disney Plus Hotstar and Star Sports, the official broadcasters of the IPL. And we are also associated with cricketing and business portals like Money Control and CricBuzz. Let me show the highlights of a match-winning performance.
Upstox Crick Index, a real-time stock index equivalent of cricket, was built to simplify the analogy of trading via cricket. By treating players like stocks, built on a real-time performance ranking algorithm that analyzes batting, bowling and fielding performance, highs and lows, all the data was converted into a popular mnemonic of stock markets, the ticker, but with players as stocks. At Indian Premier League, the Super Bowl of India, Upstox Crick Index became the pivotal rating system through real-time report cards during 60 live matches, live ranking and leaderboards, bespoke content with cricket experts discussing every match using the index. The ticker was also showcased on business channels in partnership with the official broadcasters of IPL, sports, business channels along with Sports Data Analytics Pioneer and Indian Cricket Board. Upstox Crick Index scored a bull run. Upstox Crick Index ended up simplifying trading for the common man.
Upstox Crick Index ended up hijacking the IPL and became the unofficial rating system of the tournament. We demystified stock trading for the common man and we hit it out of the park with our task deliverables. The approach echoed with juries across the world. And juries, to bring to your attention, this creative idea was entirely born and bred completely in a media agency. So, इसी बात पे end of day's play. चलो यार, thank you all. Drinks का time हो गया है. पिंटू जरा drinks लाना यार. अरे क्या है, drinks में भी मीठा दे रहा है. Shit. Thank you everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks. Next presenter. Entry ID is 2744 and the brand is Skoda Auto.
Yes, I'm here. Let me share my screen. Hello everyone, by the way.
Hello.
Yeah, is my screen visible?
Yes. But the floaters are there. Can you back? Yeah.
Yeah, I did it now. Is it still visible?
Yeah. Now it's not.
Okay. Hello everyone. Good morning. This is Ayushi Patil presenting to you Skoda's case study, Conquer the Unconquered. Just a second. Dear jury, what will you choose? This is what I would like to ask you by the end of my presentation. Because we know that every choice makes a difference. Skoda is a premium car brand in India existing for over 2 decades with Superb and Octavia-like cars in its portfolio. In 2021 though, the brand chose to increase its sales volume with its Skoda 2.0 India project. But in a competitive and a value seeker market like India, we needed a car in the right segment and at the right price. Thus, Skoda decided to launch its first ever made in India car named Skoda Kushaq in the crossover SUV segment, which was growing at the rate of 65% year on year, which is huge. For the first time ever, Skoda decided to name its car in an Indian way to appeal to the Indians. The name Kushaq means king in Sanskrit. Launched at a competitive price point of rupees 10.49 lakhs, we indeed were ready to grow in India. But the challenge was, how do we do it? And how do we show that in a cluttered market like India, the king has arrived? And why should people believe in its Indianness? Hence, we decided to associate with something so innately Indian, which the brand can leverage to its advantage, and also help us announce the launch of Skoda Kushaq. For this, in our quest to find something so innately Indian and Indianness, we chose to associate with what our country defines as the king of mountains, that is Giriraj, or the Himalayas. Himalayas in India have stood for courage, strength, beauty, conviction, peace, and adventure, which were all the characteristics of Skoda Kushaq. Himalayas have stood for India, tall and unconquerable, making it the best choice for announcing the launch. So how did we launch Skoda Kushaq in a grandeur manner? One of the most adventurous and popular drives of the Himalayas is through the Rohtang Pass. We selected this as our very own canvas to present to India the new Skoda Kushaq. Now let's look at the AV and witness the grandeur in action.
Milestones are a big thing. For Skoda, this was the completion of 20 years in India. During this time, driven by the exponential boom in the premium mid-size SUV segment in India, Skoda also launched the Skoda Kushaq, its first ever car to be completely made in India for India. It was their flagship model aimed to drive up car volumes in one of the fastest growing economies of the world. This milestone called for a grand celebration, a celebration like never before for welcoming the new king. The question was how? We kept our TG at the center. The potential Kushaq buyers are an age group of 25 to 40, adventurous, thrill seekers, and always looking to explore the unexplored. We wanted to give them a spectacle like no other. We thought, what would they choose for their next adventure? Mountains or beaches? Our research response was unequivocal: the mountains. So we decided to deliver an experience like never before. The Himalayas are an integral part of Indian culture. They stand tall with the statement of being unconquerable. They embody courage, strength, beauty, conviction, peace, and adventure. We, along with Skoda India, decided to conquer the unconquerable. Not just by driving to it, but by using the mountainscape as our canvas. At a staggering 10,942 feet above sea level, we found the Rohtang Pass to be the perfect spot to welcome the all-new Skoda Kushaq. We conducted the first ever 3D projection at this altitude on the peak of a mountain. With temperatures well below freezing point, 3 months of extensive planning, 12 projectors, 156 crew members, and 54,000 man-hours, we achieved the impossible. The 3D film stood tall as a rock, literally, and celebrated this milestone in all of nature's glory. We soon went viral on social media, and the output was rewarding. With about 21 million impressions, 8.6 million views, 41% view-through rate, 25% higher than the average 15% that most videos have, and an astonishing 2.9 million completed views, which is almost unheard of. Our video managed to set a new benchmark. And for the business growth, Skoda sold an unprecedented 12,000 cars within 6 months of the campaign. And the brand could not have been happier. Milestones are
So this was the grandeur of Skoda Kushaq on the peak of a mountain, that is our Himalayas, that you just witnessed. So dear jury, what will you choose? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. The next presentation, entry ID is 2764 and the brand is Boost. Over to presenter.
Good morning. I'll just present my screen. Give me a minute. Let me know if you guys can see my screen.
Yes, not the full screen.
Yeah, that's good. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, you can start. Your time starts now. All the best.
All right, thank you. Hi, I'm here to present the case of Boost's game stamina. In India, we have a classic saying, जो दिखता है वही बिकता है. और अगर इंडिया में शाहरुख खान से ज्यादा कुछ बिक सकता है तो वो है क्रिकेट. From our Netflix screens to our nookers, cricket in India is omnipresent, right? It's literally a 24/7 affair. And any of us, you, me, any of us, if you want to know anything that is going on about the Indian cricket team in today's date, all we need to do is a generic Google search, right? So let me demonstrate that. On to Google, very generic Indian cricketers. What do we see? We see some live match updates, some Wikipedia snippets, some news around the test match that is starting tomorrow, pay grades of Indian men. On to page 2. Okay, promising Indian men cricketers. Some ex-Indian men cricketer photos. On to page 3. By this time, do you see something off, Judy? Do you notice that how none of these search results talk about our India's women cricketers, who till like a few days back were playing in a World Cup? Why so? And this is not an isolated affair with just a Google. I tried the same search pattern on an Instagram, on a YouTube, even asked a ChatGPT, and the results were shocking. Only 3 out of 100 results reflected India's women cricketers. So why this discrimination? Why is it that we are obsessed with India's men's cricket, but don't give any value to our women cricketers? Well, the problem is deep-rooted. Culturally, structurally, and because of our systematic failures, Indian cricket's gender disparity ensures that over 40% of young girls playing cricket in India drop out of the sport in their teenage years itself. Why? Because we keep alienating girls from cricket. Even when time and again our women heroes have proven that they are as good or sometimes even better than their men counterparts. And in this discrimination, trust me, you, me, individuals to institutions, all of us are to blame. In fact, our brand Boost too has been a culprit of sorts. Our mainline iconic communication does not hold relevance for the 38% of our consumers who are our young girls. Boost is the secret of my energy. Well, we've always seen men cricketers establish this. Now, while Boost is a category leader in South of India, when the brand wanted to increase category penetration in 2020 by entering the untapped markets of North and West. At this point, we started realizing that our narrative needed a massive change. Why? Because it wasn't relevant for young girls who were either getting into the sport as players or were budding fans of cricket. So we wanted to challenge this phenomena. We wanted to show the cricketing world कि game लड़के या लड़कियों का नहीं, game stamina का होता है. So let's now on 4th March 2022, the Women's World Cup was starting in New Zealand, right? So with matches starting for Indian audiences at 5:30 a.m. for a country where 72% of the cricket fans say they have never watched India's women's cricket. How could we get them to wake up in the morning and support India's women? Well, at the same time, our research also showed that our audience is spending considerably more time playing cricket games on their mobiles and consoles rather than watching actual live cricket on TV. Thus, it was a no-brainer. We entered the future media frontier of gaming. Boost partnered with the world's most downloaded mobile cricket game, World Cricket Championship 3, with over 1 crore plus downloads to launch Game Staminaka. We launched the first ever cricket game where the Indian women's cricket team could compete against any international men's team, be it an India women against an Australia men, Pakistan men, you name it. So let's give you a quick glimpse into how this gaming experience panned out.
This Women's World Cup 2022, we partnered with World Cricket Championship to introduce Game Stamina Ka, a first ever women-centric gameplay in the world of cricket. Gamers played as the Indian women's team against any international men's team to discover new heroes based on stamina.
Never gonna stop. Show you what I got. Tell the naysayers I'ma never ever stop.
A real-time meter measured the players' stamina and gave the gamers a special ability to boost it too. To no one's surprise, the gaming community was blown away.
आज हम खेलने वाले मेंस वर्सेस वुमेन क्रिकेट।
क्या आपने अपना स्टेमिना प्रूव किया अभी तक?
हम लोग जीत चुके हैं।
India's women cricketers joined in too, sharing their stamina stories. The gentlemen's game turned into a game of equals, as the world played along to show that the game is not about gender, it's about stamina.
From roadblocking WCC3's homepage to rebranding their most played quick play game mode into the Game Stamina Ka mode. From stylizing our women heroes in the Boost Red to in-game branding, from introducing women commentators in the game for the first time to altering hyper-masculine titles into Stamina Star of the Match like inclusive titles. From celebrating the weekly leaderboard toppers on social channels to driving downloads via women cricketer stamina stories, gaming communities, and through IPL broadcasts on Disney Plus Hotstar. We left no stone unturned. And at the end of the day, our results spoke for themselves. 56% of our audience resonated with our inclusive campaign messaging. And that led to a 4x increase in female registrations on WCC3 for the first time ever. We displayed how women in cricket are equally important and capable as men. But jury, true change will only start when we take an onus of generating personal interest and fandom for women's cricket. Even though our women's cricket team got out of the World Cup after playing a very hard-fought semi-final against Australia last week, let's keep bleeding blue forever for Indian women's cricket. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Next presentation. Okay, next presentation. The entry ID is 2704 and the brand is Pepsi.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm just sharing my screen. 1 second. You all see my screen?
Yeah, not the full screen yet.
Yeah. Is it full screen now?
No.
Just a second. Is it full screen now?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me know when to start.
Your time starts. All the best.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm Pankaj Suri, and today I'll be telling you about our media innovation for the best use of branded content. The year was 2021, and the media opportunities, as we know, were absent due to lockdown, leading to brands losing their connection with the youth and their businesses. And as we all know, new challenges lead to the birth of new ideas and inventions. And today we'll be presenting you a similar case study about how we reinvented the wheel. So it all started with the meeting with the most feared and respected team in any organizations, the intern. I can tell you all about it, or I can take you back to 2021 and you can see it yourself.
Bro, I'm going to get a haircut like Tokyo. क्या daring बंदी है यार.
Oh, I'm a big Berlin fan. Can't wait to
क्या
see
man?
Guys, चारों तरफ लॉकडाउन है. Couldn't even reach Bengali market. कौन सा बर्लिन देखने का बात कर रहे हो तुम लोग?
अरे no sir, place नहीं. We were talking about the Money Heist characters. Netflix is about to drop the new episodes.
Money Heist हो गया तो अभी थोड़ा money making का भी बात कर लेते हैं. Right? I hope you guys have gone through the brief.
Yes sir.
ये सड़कों की तरह ना मार्केट का भी एकदम वाट लगा हुआ है अभी, right? And when I'm looking at the sales number, they're so down. कि मेरा vertigo का symptoms अभी up हो रहा है. All I'm trying to say is, for this one, the run-of-the-mill ideas is not going to work. We have to dig in deep and explore and see what's popular out there. What is the new thing which is out there? And what is it that we can capitalize on? Right? Right? What the f***? Are you wearing a mask?
सर कंजक्टिवाइटिस हो गया है.
तो चश्मा नहीं था?
Sir, I had it, but I left it in the cab. And sir, do you know, after the Money Heist show, these Delhi masks are quite popular.
Shabba. Anyway, so what I was saying is for this one, we have to really find something which is very different. The run-of-the-mill ideas will not going to work. Now listen, guys, can you please put our phones on silent? And can one of you please connect your laptops to the screen?
So let me check if there's any emergency. What? Money Heist online aa gaya? So there's an emergency.
Is this really that important?
Sir, can we please reschedule?
And you?
Sir, if the meeting is postponed, should we watch one episode on the big screen?
Oh.
And thanks to this extremely productive meeting, we learned that Netflix Money Heist has stolen not just the hearts, but also the loyalty of young fans. And Money Heist 4 being one of the most highest watched show on Netflix, the chatter for the finale season was everywhere. So Netflix and Money Heist came as the answer to our what. However, we still had to figure out how. And that's how we gave an innovative twist to define branded content.
We created the first of its kind brand film based on Money Heist plot and the only piece of branded content in India where the professor himself appeared next to youth icon Tiger Shroff. Pepsi became the only brand to create its own version of Bella Ciao song, composed by India's viral machine Yash Raj. Many of India's biggest celebs, brands and Bollywood pages also joined the bandwagon. We launched 10 million limited edition Pepsi Money Heist golden cans. And created engaging experiences through content via installing exclusive Pepsi vaults at the Pizza Hut outlet. However, we decided to go beyond just content, planned to give Money Heist fans a memorable experience by announcing a star-studded Pepsi Money Heist party. Hosted by India's biggest youth platforms, YouTube and MX Player, that the fans can enjoy through any mobile device safely from the comfort of their homes.
We successfully quenched the thirst of millions of fans who were craving for the finale of Money Heist by creating multiple content experiences, and the results validated our carefully thought out strategy.
A global record with 1 crore fans joining the party. Media value worth 39 million rupees. TVC garnered 13 million views. Over 267 media features. Reached over 81.3 million people. 94% users experiencing joy as per brand sentiment analysis. Top of mind awareness plus 16% in Q4 21 versus Q4 20. Youth preference plus 30% in Q4 21 versus Q4 20. Mood upliftment at plus 17% in Q4 21 versus Q4 20. Buzz and excitement 15% in Q4 21 versus Q4 20. Trendsetter plus 7% in Q4 21 versus Q4 20. And it also reflected in brand consumption scores. Past 4-week consumption plus 33% in Q4 21 versus Q4 20.
And that's how we stole back Pepsi's connect with the youth. Thank you.
Smita, call
Yes.
the next presenter.
Yeah, sure. The next presenter, the entry ID is 2762 and the brand is Diageo. Over to presenter.
I think just give me 1 second to set up. Did we start?
Yes.
Am I audible? Is
Yeah.
the screen visible?
Yes, screen is visible.
Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, thank you. Hello again, everybody. This is Prachi here, and I want to take you a little back in time and want to tell you a story about a brand which had been part of our most of the celebration from years. But in the time of crisis, they had turned into the Red Robin Hood for their partners. I'm still in the terror of the time. Yes, we are talking about the pandemic. As we heal from the scars of COVID-19, the strive to rebuild and re-energize from the industry ravaged by it should continue, right? And with this approach, Diageo has approached the hospitality industry because due to lack of footfall in hospitality industry, there was a tremendous liquidity crisis. Zero footfall, high rentals, overheads were like a looming death nail to them. And added to it was the burden of procuring hygiene and safety equipments. Diageo was very quick to understand this need of the hour and extended a program called Raise the Bar to extend the support to the bar partners. Within this program, they distributed high-grade hygiene equipments, medical kits, PPE kits to their trade partners. Though on-ground support was very crucial, but it would have been nothing if the message to these consumers wouldn't have been loud and clear. Because the engraved fear in the mind of consumers, despite their desperation for normalcy, they were hesitant to step out. And it was imperative to convince them otherwise. This problem needed an innovative thinking, definitely. To that effect, we had identified the need of a very powerful content solution, which can extend our scalable media solution to the trade partners, along with the effective communication, which can scream that we are here and we are ready to take care of your safety. We suggested the brand to commission a pool of content based on advocacy, because the consumers were looking for a trustworthy assurance step out, and this trustworthy assurance could have come only from the advocacy content, and that too advocacy created by the key stakeholder of the industry itself, where these people can convince them to step out. And with this, we were very positive that even if we could affect a very tiny fragment of the audience, it would have a cascading effect to their friends and family as well. So here is the AV in the next slide to showcase how Diageo raised this bar of the industry and redefined the functioning of new normal.
COVID-19, within an instant, had changed our lives, and not for the better. Everything came to a standstill. People were locked within their homes. Businesses were shut. The plight of the hospitality sector was no different. Customers vanished, leaving behind high overheads and zero income, threatening permanent closure for many. Diageo acted fast and pushed their Raise the Bar program into action, lending critical support to their on-trade partners. The consumers had turned into cautious hermits because of the pandemic and were wary of leaving their homes. What they needed was a ray of hope, reassurance that it was once again safe to step out. We knew that this task, though monumental, could be achieved with some innovative thinking. The objective was clear: to convince the customers that their safety and well-being matter to us, that we're prepared. Hence, we curated content that would emphasize the safety measures taken by the businesses and also give the customers a sneak peek into all the exciting experiences that they were missing out on. We designed a multi-dimensional approach to push this strategy ahead. 55 influencers, through conversations with 10 industry leaders, 17 top bartenders, and 100 plus restaurants became the face of this advocacy content. And we partnered with LBB to curate and drive this hyper-local content.
Be it supplying of sanitizers and temperature machines and, conducting seminars to follow COVID protocol from their whiskey connoisseurs coming in-house and taking over the bar.
Today I'm going to make my favorite drink called Pomojin.
Perfect weather calls for some amazing drinks. Come along. Diageo Bar Academy has started an initiative called Raising the Bar.
The campaign covered 100 outlets in 7 cities, with 100 plus pieces of video content across formats, and amplified it with 300 social media posts. The content was also featured on LBB TV, a video content discovery platform within their website. We also curated 20 listicles pointing towards our recommended places by the LBB editorial team, which reached out to those consumers who were seeking a trustworthy opinion through search engine-based recommendations. The campaign was a massive success, reaching 41 million plus consumers. It gave them an up-close insight into the functioning of our trade partners, resulting in a 600+% surge in footfall, and once again, rolling the happy hours back.
So this way, the numbers were triumph enough for us. We surely, brought back the smiles on the Diageo trade partners. Along with that, we ensured the consumers as well that it is safe to step out. And this mind of our free consumers and relieved smile of our trade partners were the biggest victory for us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next presentation, the entry ID is 2718 and the brand is WhatsApp. Over to presenter.
Hello, mic check. 1 second, I'm just sharing screen.
Yeah.
One sec. Can you see my screen, guys?
Yeah, but not the full screen yet.
Yes, just a second. Can you all see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Are you ready?
Okay, I can start.
Yeah, your time starts now. All the best.
इंडिया में सबसे ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट अगर लोगों को किसी चीज में है तो वो क्रिकेट या सिनेमा स्टार्स नहीं पर उनकी गॉसिप में है. Hello everyone, I am Twinkle Bhatia, often lovingly called as the gossip girl, and I am here to spill the beans on the private lives of unprivate people. वैसे आप सबने सिड की आरा की वेडिंग फोटोज देखी ही होगी, बट उनकी प्रपोजल की पिक्चर तो नहीं देखी होगी. क्यों? क्योंकि वो तो उनका प्राइवेट मोमेंट था ना. वैसे be it a commoner or a superstar, privacy matters to everyone, and of course to me too. After all, I can't let my ugly morning selfie spread. In India, you would have heard the very famous saying, "दीवारों के भी कान होते हैं." Have you ever wondered where it came from? Well, from our innate need of peeping into a passerby's phone, overhearing their conversations, or well, even worse, eavesdropping your own kid's phone call. Privacy is a paradox in India. ये सब बातें आखिर जाती कहाँ से है? WhatsApp. It is India's go-to app. It connects India through an active user base of 482 million people, and with 100 billion messages being exchanged every day, You can only imagine how gossip gets viral within seconds. But here's the catch. People want to know all the gossip. It's evident in the way that the rumor mills and chat leaks work, but they would want to themselves stay away from becoming the gossip. That is showcased by the number of people who have raised concerns regarding privacy. The most common topics of gossip amongst WhatsApp are always the celebrities and sports stars. आपने भी तो किया ही होगा. जब इतने बड़े-बड़े लोगों की बातें लीक हो रही थी, तो मेरी बातें कौन सी सेफ थी? बस इसी डर से मैं और मेरे जैसे कई लोग started looking out for other options. This fear of privacy pushed people into losing faith on WhatsApp. It became evident by the competitor installs that went up by 40% from their base market share. Well, some of the core reasons were chats were getting leaked, the new WhatsApp policies were not in the user's favor, and third, the competitors seemed like a safer bet. Well, at least because less news of chats getting leaked from these platforms were getting published out and about. While the younger audience like you and I had the option of moving or experimenting with newer platforms, what about the older generation? They were unwilling to move on. Why? 37% of WhatsApp users had already created group chats, which constituted majorly of the older generation. And the WhatsApp user interface had almost become like muscle memory for them. That's when WhatsApp heard our rants and won our trust back. Thus, the launch of their new privacy campaign powered by the end-to-end encryption. अब मेरे और आपके बीच की गॉसिप सिर्फ हमारे बीच ही रहेगी. WhatsApp खुद भी देख और सुन नहीं सकता. Imagine. आखिर फिल्मी दुनिया और स्पोर्ट्स के सितारों की गॉसिप किसको नहीं पसंद? Taking this into consideration, WhatsApp reinforced trust by creating an approach that resonated with the entire country, giving us an insight into the private lives of unprivate people. How? Through bespoke content. Amongst other bespoke pieces, they even conceptualized quirky chat shows, which gave me and gossip mongers like me all the inside scoop about these celebrities. But hey, every time there was an extremely private question, these celebrities mentioned that they would answer, but on a platform that was extremely private. Duh, WhatsApp. This bespoke content started reaching out to me everywhere I was looking out for gossip. Chahe TV ho, ya radio, ya social media. They were all over. जब इतने अनप्राइवेट और बड़े लोग भी अपने privacy के लिए WhatsApp पर rely कर रहे थे, तो मेरा ट्रस्ट तो वापस आना जायज ही था. You think this is another piece of gossip? Check out this AV to know all about it yourself.
India as a culture is more social and collective. The paradox is that while we are an unprivate nation, we are constantly looking for privacy. WhatsApp is the most popular free messaging app in India, with privacy regulations becoming a core issue in recent times. WhatsApp wanted to reinforce its commitment to user privacy through an awareness campaign for its end-to-end encryption technology. With privacy issue being real for every Indian, we devised a content strategy with real people and real stories. We tapped into the biggest passion points of the country and created a private series of unprivate people. We launched the campaign with a host of content, starting with a unique chat show in partnership with Star Sports, The Inner Circle, for the first time on their YouTube channel, that showcased the importance of privacy and the role of WhatsApp in the lives of sports stars.
अभी मैंने WhatsApp में group बनाया था.
Like 8 of my very close friends, we come, we chat with each other.
I can't tell you, वो हमारे बीच की बात है.
We leveraged IPL with contextual vignettes, followed by a binge series, Just Between Us, that gave people a chance to peek into the private lives of their favorite stars through candid digital interviews on MX Player.
As I said, WhatsApp really helps that way that you can make groups and you can still be in touch with all the people.
ये मेरे और उनके बीच की बात.
I have a group for everything.
WhatsApp पे बातें हो रही हैं.
We also took over the biggest radio stations in India and created bespoke short stories with Nilesh Misra, social AMAs with celebs, and integrations in marquee properties like Suhana Safar and Actor Calling Actor.
The entire privacy campaign was spread over 60 days in an integrated manner across India. In the initial 25 days itself, the campaign reached 50 million across platforms. With WhatsApp providing a private and safe environment, India finally had a place to have the most private conversations.
Thus, we saw a complete cultural shift where people were now spending more time on the app and even sharing sensitive data like OTP, confidential documents, or even private videos without any worry. ये मैं ही नहीं, मेरे साथ 490 million लोग और भी agree करते हैं. Well, that's all the gossip for today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks. Next presentation, the entry ID is 2794 and the brand is Vivo India. Over to presenter.
Hi everyone, good morning. Just give us a second. We'll just share the screen.
Sure. Are you ready? Let me know once you're ready.
You able to view my screen?
Yeah, the full screen is visible, but Zoom controls are there on top.
Sure, you're talking about the camera, right?
No, the top. I mean, on the more options on the Zoom, you get the floaters disable option. Please do that. Yeah.
Are you able to hear me and see me as well?
Yeah.
Can we start?
Yes, your time starts now. All the best.
Sure. Thanks so much for joining in. Hey, what happened?
Nothing, yaar. I had this whole Rishta thing going on.
You've been looking low since morning and I've been trying to understand kya baat hai yaar. Pata nahi tha aaj presentation and you've just not been there. Kya hua?
Yeah, I mean this Rishta thing and just because of my chota height, they've been, I've been getting rejections and everything. So yeah.
Oh my God, Priya. My God, this is serious. Are you trying to tell me that because of height?
Yeah.
You got rejected?
Yeah.
What did your parents say?
I mean, they've been just trying to make others understand that it's okay now and everything. But yeah, I've been going through a lot.
We'll talk about this, yeah. So sorry. We'll talk about this in break time and we'll figure out what can be the solution. Please chin up.
Yeah.
It's sad. As you see, I take a pause and I'm not talking much. It's just sad. These taboos have still not been addressed and someone or a mediator or an enabler is much needed to talk about this while not being sad about it, presenting something which makes people happy, touches their heart, and also ensures that the messaging is right. That's where we say content has a wide role to play. 2022 saw some of the best content campaigns led by the audience's most preferred influencers coming from different walks of life, music, fashion, Bollywood, gaming, and so much more, contributing to the creative content pool online and on offline platforms. What was missing? Could be cut above the rest? A topic that is still a taboo? The need to onboard a creator who understands audiences, emotional pulse, some Bollywood masala, and packaging that grabs the eyeballs, all shot on phone. Now you see a smile on my face. Well, in an attempt to give one of its kind branded content experience to its audience with an interesting messaging that leads to virality, shot on Vivo X80 Pro featuring Karan Johar got many firsts for the brand, Karan, and the audience in this space. You must be wondering, what am I talking about? What is this campaign all about? We started with a height issue and now we're talking suddenly about Karan Johar. Well, to give his audience the best cinematography experience with Vivo's X80 Castrol, for the first time made his debut short film. And the topic was something we just started with, bath. Bath is very important, ladies and gentlemen. It is all about conversations. Baaton hi baaton mein. He shot the entire thing as the topic of his movie entirely on Vivo X80 that went viral and was promoted very well across platforms. We shall take you through that as we go ahead. Well, the CTA was Karan urged his audience who have a hidden filmmaker in them to give it a try and fall in love with the filming process and camera features of the phone and share their experience. Karan being Karan, well, who doesn't know Kejo? Onboarding a face like Karan, who is an ace in cinema in his own space, garnered great traction for the brand and helped communicate the bigger underlying message while reaching out to the larger audience. Well, I'm sure somebody would say that, well, it was Karan, so it got hit. No, ladies and gentlemen, yes, Karan being Karan, but the message was so heart-touching that India and the Gen Z totally loved it. How? Give it a dramatic look and feel. Each content piece was designed keeping in mind the masala, glamour, heart-touching story, chemistry, skills, and film quality in mind, which Karan brings to the table in every movie. Known for always having the best mix of glam, masala, emotions, chemistry, locations, skills, quality, and so much more, Kejo chose an interesting topic for his first short debut film, and that too with Vivo. He had a strong message that was communicated across the film. Debut short film Baaton hi baaton mein, with an interesting subtle messaging and breaking many stereotypes, showcased entirely on the phone and absolutely redefining the cinematography experience. Film Baaton hi baaton mein was an interesting topic. Arranged marriages set up, we are all aware of that. How they are perceived still in a country, considered a social taboo, sad but true. I don't have any inhibitions talking about it, as it is very important that two strangers who are meeting for the first time, is it just about getting a chai tray and serving the guy as well as the parents, or is it about also knowing each other? As we said, Baaton hi baaton mein makes a pivotal role here because it is all about likes, dislikes, thoughts, and how they can know about each other through positive and happy conversations. The film also focuses on brilliant subtle messaging that needs more attention and discussion in Indian society. High personality of an individual. My colleague just told you that what is she facing? It's serious, right? She can't focus on work. She can't focus on a presentation. She's feeling low. Her confidence is really low because of this, as it is a stigma that males should be taller or women should be taller dominantly in our country. This isn't the case in our other developed or developing countries. Stereotypes, Baaton hi baaton mein, a brilliant topic. While we have spoken about what was the topic, but let's see what Karan did earlier and now how this topic played an important role to convey a message to the society while letting someone you love go, raising someone else's child as your own, homosexuality, finding love outside marriage, the power of one-sided love. Well done, Karan. You've been all out there talking about this. And then the third was Baaton hi baaton mein, winning a challenge of meeting Karan's checklist and creating first of its kind branded content experience wherein he debuts a short film on Vivo's X80 was a challenge accepted and executed seamlessly by entire team. What should be the content and how it should be shot completely on a phone had its own challenges. It was not easy to work with Karan, right? He is a perfectionist. However, audience got to experience the best with an end result of a heart-touching film. We were able to achieve great reach and could deliver the message that his phone has the power to redefine cinematography. Campaign garnered total views of 47 million plus on YouTube, total reach 96 million plus. Well, the total impression was a whopping 11.3 billion. On Meta, which was FB and IG, total 52 million. Total reach was 52 million. Total impression was 12.9 billion. We'll quickly skip the slide, and we are saying that while Vivo competing with India's smart top phone preferred brands was simple and to the point messaging, and how it further played a role through this.
We live in a judgmental society where relationships can break narrow-mindedness and hypocrisy. But brands can create powerful attitude and behavior changes and impact society.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now this category is over. We are moving on to the next category. Can we have 2 minutes breaks?
Yeah,
Okay, so jury's 2-minute break, please, before the next category.
please complete your scoring by the time. We can start the category in next 2 minutes. Thank you.
Can we start with the presentations?
Yes.
Okay. So the next category is best media strategy, consumer products, others, and the duration will be 10 minutes per presentation. Starting with the first presentation, the entry ID is 406 and the brand is Castrol. Over to presenter.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes.
I need to hide the floating meeting controls,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
Just let me know my presentation is visible.
Yeah, but not the full screen. Yeah. Just to...
Is it visible now?
Yes.
Yeah, and it's changing, right?
Yeah, it's changing. You can start. Your time starts now. All the best.
सलाम अपन फैजल मैकेनिक अपन अक्खा दिन गैराज में गाड़ी और बाइक के रिपेयर में लगा रहता है कभी इलेक्ट्रिकल प्रॉब्लम तो कभी कार ब्रेक इशू कभी स्पार्क प्लग रिप्लेसमेंट तो माँ कसम कभी इंजन ऑयल चेंज का काम कार का बाइक का सारा काम कर लेता है मैं पता है कितना मेहनत और रिस्की काम है 2 बार तो अपन मौत को चूके टक से वापस आए है अभी कितना कस्टमर लोग आता है गाड़ी और बाइक को थकेली हालत में लेकर अभी उनका काम हमने ठीक से नहीं किया ना तो वो लोग अपना तेल निकालेगा आपको पता है क्या इंडिया में 300 मिलियन से ज्यादा गाड़ी और बाइक है रोड पे और अपन अखिच पूरे इंडिया में सिर्फ 1 मिलियन मैकेनिक सोचो जरा भगवान है अपन इस इंडस्ट्री का भाई लोग अपने को गाड़ी और बाइक का डॉक्टर बुलाते हैं अपने धंधे में ना अपन सब कुछ काम पे ही सीखता है या अपने उस्ताद से पर एक पैतरा नहीं सीखता बड़ा आदमी बनने का ट्रिक मां कसम अभी एक बात बताओ आप लोग को अपने मैकेनिक लोग को ना मेहनत के लिए तो रिस्पेक्ट ही नहीं मिलता है यार और कोविड महामारी ने धंधे की तो वाट लगा दी थी आपने अपने भाई लोग के साथ ना अपन बोरिया बिस्तरा बांध कर दुकान बंद करके अपने को घर जाना पड़ा आपको पता है कोविड के टाइम पर अभी आप ही बताओ ये सबके बीच में अपन स्किल कैसे करेगा अपने को कैसा सीखेगा बड़ा आदमी कैसा बनेगा आप ही बताओ माँ का बाप का बीवी का बच्चों का कैसा ख्याल रखेगा रे तेरा फैजल फिर अपना दोस्त अब्दुल कार्बोरेटर अपने को बोला कि कैस्ट्रॉल इंडिया का नंबर 1 इंजन ऑयल ब्रांड ना धमाल मचा रहा है अपने कार और बाइक मैकेनिक भाइयों के लिए ना एक कॉन्टेस्ट बिंटेस्ट कर रहा है और इंडिया का कैस्ट्रॉल सुपर मैकेनिक ढूंढ रहा है अपन बोला वाओ पर अब्दुल को पूछा हाउ अब्दुल मुझे बोला कि कैस्ट्रॉल ब्रांड जो है ना वो कमाल कर रहा है हमारे सारे मैकेनिक भाइयों का ना जो मेहनत है उसे सेलिब्रेट कर रहा है कुछ डिजिटल मॉडल के बारे में भी अपने को बोला अपन बोला अपन तो मॉडल नहीं करता माँ कसम तो बोला अरे खजूर मॉडलिंग नहीं कोविड-19 लॉकडाउन के बाद भी जो है ना कैस्ट्रॉल डिजिटल माने फिजिकल और डिजिटल माध्यम के जरिए हम सब मैकेनिक लोग तक पहुंच रहा है सारे मीडिया में अक्खा मीडिया में जो है ना कैस्ट्रॉल सुपर मैकेनिक की बात चल रही है और पहली बार कैस्ट्रॉल ब्रांड जो है ना वो मोबाइल फोन के जरिए अपन मैकेनिक लोग को अपस्किल कर रहा है सोचो जरा कमाल का चीज है पर एक चीज आपको बताओ सच में भाई लोग कि अपन लोग ना कैस्ट्रॉल का असली में टीजी है टारगेट ऑडियंस कैसे क्योंकि कस्टमर के गाड़ी में और बाइक में तेल कैस्ट्रॉल ही जाना चाहिए वो भी अपन ही कस्टमर को बताता है ना तो अच्छा लगा कि कैस्ट्रॉल पहली बार अपने मैकेनिक के लिए ना कुछ कमाल कर रहा है धमाल कर रहा है अभी क्या किया कैस्ट्रॉल ने आप लोग को दिखाता है ये भी प्ले करता है पर उसके पहले आप लोग को एक चीज बताता है कि अक्खी दुनिया को लगता है ना कि अपन मैकेनिक लोग मोबाइल फोन पे नहीं सीखते बट ऐसा नहीं है कैस्ट्रॉल ने ये रॉन्ग प्रूफ किया ये बताया दुनिया को कि अपन मैकेनिक लोग ना मोबाइल फर्स्ट वाला जनता है अभी आप लोग ये भी देखो और धमाल मचाओ
With over 300 million vehicles on road, its wear and tear is managed by the over 1 million mechanic community, who are also the faith drivers of the engine oil category. Sadly, these faith drivers have little faith to deal with their pride of profession, as there is no formal training certification to build respect and credibility for themselves. Castrol, India's leading engine oil brand, built its own IP, a super mechanic contest, extending its commitment towards upskilling and uplifting the mechanic community. In partnership with the Automotive Skill Development Council, we created a specially designed curriculum covering new age vehicle diagnostics, digital tools for next generation vehicles, and BS6 technology. With the COVID-19 pandemic and heavy lockdown restrictions across the country, where majority of these mechanics were moving back to their hometowns, making them less accessible, the Castrol Super Mechanic Contest undertook a first-of-a-kind phygital model approach, where the mechanics' mobile phones became the new tool of imparting knowledge. Themed around Seekhenge, Jeetenge, Badhenge, we built a 6-month-long skilling and engagement program with TV9, India's largest news network. In Phase 1, a launch segment played across TV9 network where eminent personalities from the brand and industry flagged this phygital initiative. Celebrities and inspiring past winners called for maximum participation through TV, radio and outdoor. In Phase 2, through an IVR-based fastest finger first contest, mobile-friendly microsite, thematic mobile games, knowledge infographics, mechanics from across the country participated. As a first, we created 3D-based upskilling masterclass sessions on the microsite through virtual simulations of bike and cars to further enhance learning, followed by doubt-clearing sessions. Out of multiple rounds with over 140,000 mechanics, the top 8 went through a live studio round, which was telecasted on TV and digital. The top 2 winners were awarded the coveted title of Castrol Super Mechanic Car and Bike respectively, telecasted as a 30-minute episode on TV9 National News Channel. The Castrol Super Mechanic Contest showed massive success, with more than 140,000 mechanics participating from across India. The campaign received over 1 million call-ins. A total of 24,000 mechanics were skilled via the virtual masterclass. Over 6,000 mechanics overall participated in the live doubt-clearing session. The brand, through this campaign, was also able to achieve a very high NPS score of 70. With the initiative being highly appreciated by the Union Minister of Skill Development and Education, Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan.
कैस्ट्रॉल को एक ही बार धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा कि सभी हमारे मैकेनिक भाइयों के लिए एक अच्छा ऐसा इनिशिएटिव बनाया और ऐसा एक प्लेटफॉर्म बनाया कि जिसके चलते हम अपने टैलेंट को प्रूव कर सकते हैं।
जब से हम कैस्ट्रोल से जुड़े हैं, तब से हमें इन्होंने ट्रेनिंग दी है और उससे हमें ये पता लगा कि हम सही काम कैसे कर सकते हैं और अब वो हम कर रहे हैं।
एक आम मैकेनिक को यहाँ तक लेकर आने में बहुत बड़ा योगदान कैस्ट्रोल ने दिया है और मैं बहुत आभारी हूँ कैस्ट्रोल का कि उन्होंने यह प्रोग्राम चलाया और मैकेनिकों को सम्मान दिलाया।
Castrol Super Mechanic Contest created greater respect and pride that independent mechanics rightfully deserved in their profession. A platform to constantly inspire them to upgrade their knowledge and skill in line with changing industry standards.
मजा आ गया माँ कसम। कैस्ट्रॉल सुपर मैकेनिक बन के तो कभी कभी लगता है अपन ही हर मैकेनिक का भगवान है। अभी अपन फट से आया और फट से प्रेजेंटेशन खत्म किया, एकदम बोर नहीं किया जज को। चलो चलता है, मेरी मशीना मेरे को बुला रही है। बाय बाय, थैंक यू।
Thank you.
Thank you. Next presentation. The entry ID is 428 and the brand is Men of Platinum. Over to presenter.
Smita, am I audible?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Just give me a moment to set up.
Sure.
Can somebody confirm if my presentation is visible in full screen mode? Okay,
Are you ready?
just a moment. Can you confirm if you can see full screen or presenter mode right now?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah, we can see the full screen.
you can see the full screen.
Yes.
All right. Okay. I'm unable to move this into full screen at my end, but okay. All right. No problem. I'd like to start now, please.
Yeah, your time starts now. All the best.
Okay. Thank you. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear about jewelry? Sorry, my bad. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear about men's jewelry? Park this thought till my last slide. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ruchika, and let me start by setting the context of this case study. Gold as an industry accounts for 1.3% of India's GDP and a huge majority of the 400,000 crore jewelry market. The category spends an eye-popping 1,600 crores, only reinforcing its dominance. Its association with most drivers of jewelry purchase are powerful, right from it being a form of investment to a means of wealth creation to even being insurance for the future. It is within this landscape that platinum, a category in the build-up stage, spotted an opportunity within the men's segment. Platinum Guild International launched Men of Platinum, an offering targeted to the male audience in Q4 2019, with the brand's objectives being 1. Accelerated growth for the men's jewelry segment and platinum category. 2. Create interest amongst trade partners to strengthen distribution. And 3. Build consideration for the newly launched brand. While we launched in Q4 2019, in a short span of 4 months, the pandemic hit us hard, adding a new layer to the inherent challenge of creating space for platinum in a gold-dominated consumption culture. Being in a discretionary category, we were targeting men aged 25 to 44 who were financially independent, ambitious, and success-oriented. We gathered insights using our 4C framework across culture, category, consumer, and content. Success was a mandate for RTG, but interpretations of success were changing, from wealth acquisition to values that stood the test of time and circumstance. Men of Platinum needed to build on these values and create an ownable space for the brand. Gold was both the dominant and default precious metal in India. Platinum held associations and perceptions that gold did not. Our task was to use that as a foundation and build differentiation. There is nothing parallel to cricket as an emotion for our consumers, where cricketing legends spell success like no other. Could cricket be the hack that Men of Platinum needed, one that could make the brand up close and personal for our consumer? OTT consumption skyrocketed during the pandemic, with unprecedented growth in viewership. It was clear that Men of Platinum must ride the OTT wave by weaving the brand's narrative with the emotion of cricket. Taking inspiration from the game of cricket, we realized that on the cricket pitch, choices are made at every moment. These choices don't just decide the fate of the game, but also determine the strength of character of the players. These are defining moments of truth and test everything a player stands for. We have all faced our moment of truth, made decisions and choices that have made us into the people we are today. The same is true for sportsmen. Over and over, they've had to make such choices that have defined their careers. This is the peg we hinged on to deliver the Men of Platinum proposition, with stories of some of the most iconic sportsmen, and thus the League of Platinum Men as an IP was formed. To hit a 6 out of the park, we created 6 episodes, each talking about a value that the brand personified, showcasing a piece of jewelry, demonstrating style, and talking about the attributes that cue value for platinum. Next, we had to identify the right voice who would help bring these episodes to life for the brand. We needed a cricketer who was on the rise and, at a delicate time like that, stood for values like empathy and compassion on one hand, but also perseverance and resilience on the other. We used our social command center to study the sentiment around multiple personalities. KL Rahul emerged on top of the charts, and we got him on board to forge the facets that a platinum man would stand for. It was important to leverage the jewelry buying season, and we identified the perfect opportunity via the ICC T20 World Cup that coincided with the buying season. We chose Disney Plus Hotstar as our distribution partner, as they had broadcast rights for the ICC T20 World Cup and had garnered over 250 million users on tentpole cricket tournaments. Let's play the AV to show you how we brought our idea to life.
In the jewelry category, where consumption culture is dominated by gold, how did we build a segment of platinum jewelry for men? Masculinity has evolved, so have codes of success. Today, wealth creation and acquisition alone do not set men apart. Some men grow in stature by living up to values that others find hard to uphold. These rare men of character choose a metal that is equally rare: platinum. One of the greatest tests of character and the biggest religion in India is cricket. The League of Platinum Men was created as an IP, bringing to life a new age ideal with stories of cricketers who were both aspirational and inspirational. To showcase what a man of platinum stands for, we got KL Rahul to come talk about other men of platinum who have inspired him. KL released the promo on his social media, and Disney Plus Hotstar notified its users about the show.
What makes a player a legend? What makes an icon unforgettable? Join the man of platinum, KL Rahul, as he takes you behind the jersey to discover players whose choices set them apart and help them realize their moment of truth. The rare men who make up a very special league. Men of Platinum presents the League of Platinum Men, Season 1 with KL Rahul.
6 episodes were released to echo the 6 values of Men of Platinum.
A player like Virat Kohli, who's known to be aggressive and passionate, if he in that moment can show compassion for an opposition and ask the crowd to be kinder to an opposition, that for me really stands out and inspires people, and that qualifies him to be in the League of Platinum Men. Every time you fail or you face failure, if you're hungry enough and if you're determined enough, you'll always find your way to bounce back and be resilient and find your path to success.
The campaign was amplified with teasers, trailers and promos across social media, on Disney Plus Hotstar, via points of sale, across print, and on several digital platforms. A journey that began in a bio bubble has resulted in an impactful content IP that will stay with the brand and consumers for years to come.
Let us take you through our results. The Platinum category witnessed unprecedented growth of 40% in sales volume, with Men of Platinum contributing to nearly 50% of that growth. Today, Men of Platinum, having strengthened new triggers for consumption, is retailed at over 800 stores in the country. The campaign reached over 100 million people, delivering over 29 million video views and over 17 million engagements on social media. Quarterly searches on Google grew by 75%, and we delivered nearly 4 million visits to the website, a 185% growth over the previous year. Brand awareness grew by 38% and consideration rose by 26%. And the best part, almost 70% of the audience found the League of Platinum Men highly engaging, and 50% of the audience wanted to watch more than one episode. This innovation brought in a massive 13.2 crores in earned media, making it not just an industry-first innovation, but also a resounding success for the brand. Today, when we ask people what comes to mind when we talk about men's jewelry, we know it's this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. The next presentation, entry ID is 414 and the brand is Matrix.
Hello judges, I'll just share my screen. Just let me know once it is visible. Is my screen visible in full screen mode?
Yes.
And my slides are changing?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
You have not shared the sound.
1 second.
On the more options on top, you will get the option to share sound. Yeah.
I think we are good to go now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready to start. Just let me know when I can.
Your time starts now. All the best.
1 second. 1 second. Just a second.
Yeah. Slides are not moving.
Yeah, I'm not moving the slides. I'm just adjusting my screen. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your time starts now. All the best.
Yes. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Ankita Shirke, and today I'm going to talk to you about our first of its kind Matrix M-Day campaign. A hairstylist is a wonderful person who touches more hearts than hair. Do you have great conversations with your hairdresser every time you visit the salon as well? You most likely do. Matrix Professional, the largest hair care and color brand from L'Oreal, understands the importance of hairdressers and their connect with their customers, who form the backbone of the premium hair care category and trains their hairdressers to be confident and provide great customer service. Matrix celebrates the hairdressers as artists who, with an uncomplicated product range, empower customers to express themselves uniquely and move business positively. The Matrix education team provides robust training for hairdressers to keep them informed and up to date with the latest trending styles and techniques. The pandemic hit the hairdressing ecosystem hard. Going out was curtailed, salons were shut, and these hairdressers were losing their livelihood. COVID restrictions also prevented Matrix from conducting these engagement and training sessions with the hairdressers, leading to a loss of morale in the hairdresser community. This inevitably had a negative impact on product sales as well. Matrix needed to revive their fortunes and re-establish their connection with the hairdresser community, but were faced with stiff task of limited public movement and restrictions on large gatherings. Thus was born the Matrix M-Day, a first of its kind virtual event created to reconnect, celebrate, and upskill the hairdresser community. The event was designed as an invite-only, registration-led, pivoting to reinventing the physical experience of an event to a digital experience. The experience was built to relaunch the brand, motivate their biggest ambassadors, and include interactive education sessions from hair experts as well as upskill sessions, all enabled virtually. Matrix M-Day was conceived with a three-pronged approach: media outreach, content integration, and a virtual destination. Content was integrated across multiple publications to drive awareness about the event and get the excitement going amongst the hairdresser community. This was teamed up with a phased approach on social media to build intrigue and drive user registrations. There was a large-scale content integration in all leading lifestyle, news, and marketing publications to increase the chatter about Matrix M-Day. We shot over 180 minutes of content for the training and activity sessions heralded by leading experts from the industry. 18,000 prizes were given away to the participants during the interactive sessions. And lastly, creating a virtual destination called the M World. This was a place for all the hairdressers to experience, interact, and learn with the brand. Let's have a look at the AV to see how this first of its kind virtual event came to life. The campaign was resounding success and the outcomes were incredible. The scale was grander than we had experienced ever before. We reached out to over 2 lakh hairdressers from across 600 locations. The participants rated the experience 4.6 out of 5 in a post-event survey. And this love for the brand translated into jump-starting the business again. Matrix saw a 60% growth in business for their SoColor range of products. This was a 68% growth compared to the previous year. Distribution scaled as well by growing at 20%. The new normal also enabled a large community to interact with Matrix as online trainings went up by 40% immediately after the campaign period. And to top it all off, this campaign re-energized the hairdresser community and helped them kickstart their source of livelihood again. This campaign was testament to innovations born out of adversity, where a simple idea reinvigorated an entire community to drive towards a common goal. So the next time you want a hair makeover, head over to your nearest Matrix salon and enjoy great conversations with great looking hair. Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving to the next presentation, the entry ID is 421 and the brand is Sunlight. Over to presenter.
Can you see me and see my screen? And
Yes.
Hear me as well, right?
Yes.
Just one sec. Just checking the clicker. Okay. Let me know when I can start, please.
You can start. Your time starts now, August.
Consider this. For over 130 years, Sunlight Detergent has become an iconic brand for West Bengal. For over 130 years, Sunlight Detergent has brought back color into the consumers' lives by providing them with the best wash for their clothes. And then, suddenly, the pandemic creates havoc on both lives and livelihoods. How does an iconic brand behave? How does it connect with its consumers? Does it just continue as if nothing has happened? Or does it behave like a leader and bring back some hope, some joy to the people who it has served for all these years? This is not just a brand strategy that we're about to unfold, but a story of optimism and resilience. Our objective was to retain market share by amplifying the brand's purpose and rebuild brand love. The brand purpose is to enable people to live life in color. Sunlight helps clothes stay bright and spreads color and happiness into the lives of those around them. We're talking to the Bengali woman. She's responsible for nurturing and protecting her home and loved ones. To her, her family has to be well-groomed and well-dressed. It's her badge of competence. But there's a softer side to her. She cherishes her roots and is deeply connected with her cultural heritage, the Bengali pride. Pujo celebrations, Kheer Bhaja, the sound of the Shankar, the melodious renditions of Rabindra Sangeet, the Dhuti, they all have a special place in her heart. The one defining aspect of Bengali culture is the Bengali sari. This elegant 6-meter-long piece of fabric is not just an item of clothing, but has a rich heritage woven into it, beautifully woven by the local handloom weavers. Unfortunately, the pandemic was threatening this very heritage. Handloom weavers were struggling due to the rise of power looms, fake imitations, label culture, and COVID-19. The average wage of just 8,000 rupees per month had gone down to 2,000 rupees per month. The minimal profits they made with every masterpiece was shared amongst the multiple partners in the supply chain, leaving close to nothing for the weaver. The weavers were left with no glory, no money. So we had Bengali culture, the Bengali weavers, and the iconic Bengali brand who became the cornerstones of our strategy. Set against the backdrop of Durga Pujo, We introduced Sunlight Tate Rong, or the colors of weaves. With this unique strategy, we initiated a fusion of modern day fashion designers with traditional art and culture of weaving. We connected 12 local weavers with fashion designer Paroma Ghosh and unveiled the first exclusive sari collection curated to bring back color into every Bengali woman's life. For the first time in the history of fashion, fashion labels carried the names of the weavers who had woven the sari. 7,000 saris carried labels where the weaver's name preceded that of the designer Paroma. The next step was to create a website for people to engage with the cause and participate in it. Our strategy was rolled out in 3 phases. Convey. Via mass media, we communicated the initiative. Just think, we replaced the brand communication with this communication, something the brand had never done before. TV and digital video were our mediums of choice. In Convince, to drive website visits, we turned to digital, and via sharp targeting and using a QR code, users landed on the website. For the loyal user, we got the client to change the packaging. These packs replaced the iconic sun rays with saris and also had the same QR code. On the day of Mahalaya, a very auspicious day, radio listenership exceeds TV viewership. A wonderful activation incorporating mobile phones spoke about our initiative. For more details, let's watch the AV.
Sunlight Tate Rong, an initiative that placed the weaver at the center to create the world's first fashion label with ace designer Paroma Ghosh, wherein the name of the weaver preceded that of the designer. This symbol of pride for the weavers then went on to be stitched on more than 7,000 saris. These iconic saris were sold on the designer's e-com website. The campaign was launched with a soulful music video on a popular regional YouTube channel. What followed was a complete marvel. Iconic women of West Bengal adorned the collection and flaunted our unique labels. Sunlight made inroads into 30 million households through its pack that was recreated with the unique designs of the weaver. The pack led users to the e-com website. On Mahalaya, the first day of Pujo, when the radio listenership exceeds that of TV, we got the RJ to hijack user phones. The RJ said, "Okay Google, open Paroma Calcutta website," and got every radio listener's phone activated with the e-com site. Every media activation helped the weaver bring colors back into their lives. Weavers saw an absolute increase in their monthly income by 7 times. The brand grew as the weaver did. The campaign earned PR from the world's media.
Our strategy encompassed both the cultural and humanitarian aspect of West Bengal. Not only did it improve the life of the brand, it positively impacted livelihoods. Let one of our own weavers tell you himself.
আমার নাম ষষ্ঠী ঘোষ। আমার পরিবারে আমার 2 ছেলে, আমার স্ত্রী। এই আমার কাজ এসে থেকে মোটামুটি এতদিন চলছিল। 2 বছরের লকডাউন হয়ে থেকে একটু কাজে খুব ডামাডোল যাচ্ছে। সানলাইট তাঁতি রং এসে আমাদের এখন কাজের খুব উদ্যোগ হয়েছে।
আপনারা এই ভিডিওটা যারা দেখছেন, এতগুলো মানুষের জন্য দেখছেন, যাতে তাদের তাঁত শিল্প বন্ধ না হয়, তাঁত বন্ধ না হয়, বাচ্চারা স্কুলে যেতে পারে এবং তাদের পরবর্তী প্রজন্ম এই কাজে আসতে পারে।
When you have a strong brand purpose given to you by the client, you don't need a creative agency to give you the idea. Members of the jury, this idea and strategy was born and nurtured in the media agency. Join us as we, along with Sunlight, contribute to spread color and joy in as many lives as we can. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. Okay. Next presentation, the entry ID is 413 and the brand is Domex.
Thank you. I'm just sharing my deck.
Sure.
Yeah.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, but the blank screen. Yes.
Yes, it is black.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, you can go ahead. Your time starts. All the best.
Thank you. पूजा, ये किचन कितना गंदा है। अरे इसे मैं 10 मिनट में साफ कर लूंगी। बेस लॉन्ड्री नहीं किया?
यार ये अब भी हो जाएगा, मैं अभी मशीन में डाल देता हूँ।
गाइस, हॉल, कारपेट, विंडो सबको साफ करना बाकी है।
अरे सब हो जाएगा, टेंशन मत ले।
और ये टॉयलेट, इसको जल्दी से करो।
यार मैंने पिछली बार किया था, मैं फिर से नहीं करने वाला।
कब? 10 साल पहले?
यार मैंने पिछली बार किया था, मैं फिर से नहीं करने वाला, मैं जा रहा हूँ।
मैं भी नहीं करी, मैं जा रही हूँ। ओह गॉड, देखा आप सबने, टॉयलेट को क्लीन करना किसी को पसंद नहीं है और कोई नहीं करना चाहता। Hello everyone, I'm Shipra. I'm here to present how we busted the fear of toilet cleaning with Domex. Kerala is the fastest growing market for Domex. During COVID, we were able to recruit new users to the category, which started to decline once the COVID fatigue had set in. We had to ensure that consumption continued among the late adopters of the category. With Domex being a challenger brand and category being so low involvement, we had to reignite the conversation around toilet cleaning. The challenge that makes this problem worse, in addition to being low involvement, it is not that the category consumers actively thinking about it. It's a chore that everyone wants to pass off to the next possible member of the family. With all this, the task ahead of Domex was to instantly revive mind measures, to enable users and non-users to consider the brand. Hence, top of mind and spontaneous awareness became crucial for us. Thus, Domex was seeking to bring toilet cleaning into the forefront of household conversation. But the question was, how did we spark these conversations in every household? So let's see our answer in this AV.
The answer presented itself in the form of Kerala's most watched TV show, a toilet cleaner on prime time. Kerala housewives contribute to 51% of GEC viewership in the state. Big Boss Malayalam, the longest-running top-rated reality TV show, starring everyone's favorite Mohanlal, gets 73% viewership coming from Domex's TG. We knew that there couldn't be a more relevant product placement for the brand. But just placing the product in the Big Boss house wasn't enough. We uncovered a powerful insight that led to an industry-first innovation. 87% of women use mobile phones as a second screen while watching TV. 39% play games and 31% interact with show content online. So, we created Domex Toilet Wars, a first-of-its-kind branded TV task where homemakers could play along in real time. By simply scanning the QR code that appeared on their TV screen, women could play the same task on their mobile phones. The TV to mobile innovation successfully drove engagement in an otherwise passive consumer experience and effectively brought audiences' attention to Domex. We also made the game available on ad network targeting websites that were frequented by our TG. Additionally, we created fun household tasks showcasing the product's benefits. The introduction of the Domex Rota board caused a stir among the contestants over toilet cleaning. Promotions on social media and YouTube drove tune-ins for the branded episodes. That's not all. We further ran a trade contest and rewarded the top performers with an unforgettable opportunity to meet Mohanlal in person. Driving consumer engagement was key to build mind measures for Domex, and the brand emerged victorious with impressive mind measures and share gains. It's safe to say, Domex Toilet Wars turned passive homemakers into active Domex home gamers and buyers.
We deployed a strategic approach of impact, innovate, and amplify to make sure consumers are aware of Domex, engage with them, and deliver on brand score. We seamlessly switched the consumer from TV to mobile while keeping Domex at the center of the action. The women in Kerala have adopted mediums like mobile, social apps, and YouTube, but TV remains at the heart of it. 9 out of 10 women watch TV every day, and 87% of women use their mobile as a second screen. Additionally, 40% of women play online games while watching TV. This makes TV the first choice of medium to craft our campaign. The next newfound love for Kerala women is gaming. Moving to our first pillar, Big Boss became the ultimate impact property for our brand with relevant integration and clutter-breaking TV to mobile innovation. Domex introduced Toilet Wars in Big Boss House, a series of toilet games as a part of the show. We did in-show visibility in form of static branding across relevant touch points. The branded episodes result in massive reach of 9.5 million. We hit the high points and left a lasting impression on our audience. Domex, for the first time on TV, created an interactive gaming experience. A QR code was flashed on TV during the show. On scanning it, viewers could play the game on their mobile phones, which was digital replica of the exact game being played on the show. We reached additional 1.2 million unique homemakers leveraging the mobile ad networks. Aggressive promotion for the brand on YouTube and digital platforms were also activated to drive tune-in for the show, and we reached out to 6.5 million consumers. It was a huge success in strengthening the Domex position in an extremely low involvement category. We saw a tremendous increase of 1,300 bips in top of mind awareness and 300 bips of growth in spontaneous awareness. We leveraged the celebrity association to activate trade. So not only did we succeed in instantly boosting the mind measures, but we also recorded the highest ever sales in Kerala for the brand. Our campaign received wide appreciation in form of from the client and the industry for successfully steering the conversations on much awarded task of toilet cleaning. Thank you.
एक मिनट जोरी
एक सेकंड
एक मिनट
What happened?
ये तो सब ठीक है बट अब टॉयलेट साफ कौन करेगा पूजा?
Are chill. With Domex, it's easy. I don't need to share this load. I'll do it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We're done with the presentations, right, Smita?
Okay.
Smita?
Yes. Thank you, juries. Thanks to all. I just
Jury members?
do you have any feedback regarding the presentations or something? Any comments, any feedback? Not related to the case study, but this online presentation.
All good at my end, Smita.
Yeah, I'm good as well, Smita.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'll be sending you the score right now.
Nothing from me, I think.
Yeah, nothing from mine, Milzer.
Yeah,
Quite
I'm
nicely
good.
managed.
I have a doubt. The last one that was sent on WhatsApp, you want us to mark us on which is the best presented one in the
The best case study presentation from all. Anyone. You can just mark anyone.
Sure. Okay, got it.
Okay, thank you. Thanks
Thank
to all.
everybody.
Hello, thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Yeah.